Welcome to module 2 of day 8. So in this video, we are going to see a hands-on on string method. In part 1 of day 8, we have seen what is string and how to create a string. It might be a single line string, it might be a multi-line string, how to define them, and in real life, how strings are being used and how it is being applied, specifically how Python string methods and how Python string is going to be used in real life. That's why we have seen a password as an example. Now let's get into a hands-on on string methods. As a first method, we have capitalize. See how it works. So the first method is capitalize. As the name suggests, it is going to add a capital letter instead of a small letter. If it has lowercase characters in the given string, at the starting of the string, it will be converted to a capital letter. So here we do have H as a small letter, right? If I run this cell by defining this string inside a variable, next to which I'm just calling that variable. And I'm just using the keyword dot capitalize. What it will do here, it will just convert the starting letter to a capital letter. This is how the most of the syntax of string methods will look like, and for some string methods it might differ. Next to which we do have case fold. It is straight opposite to capitalize. It will convert the caps lock into small letters. Here we do have in hello we have every letter at caps lock, and when we apply case fold, it will get converted to small case letters. Next, we do have center as a string method. Try to understand. I'll explain in a simple way. First, I'm defining a string inside a variable. Next to which, I'm calling that variable and using this string method center, and I'm giving the number of spaces it should create. So for this particular string, it is going to create 12 spaces, but the number of letters we just have here is 6. So for that 12 spaces, the remaining spaces will be filled by the specific character that I am defining inside the string. Here I have given a hyphen, right? So it will create a 12 space. In that 12 spaces, at the center of those 12 spaces, it will place Python at the center. And the remaining space at the left side and on the right side, it will get filled with this hyphen. Let's run and see. Yeah, this is exactly what I said. At the center, it placed Python, and at the left side and right side remaining places, it just defined hyphen. Next to which we have count. As the name itself suggests, count is a string method which is used for counting a particular character in a given string. So here we have given the name of a string as banana. Here I'm just trying to count the number of A in it. To which I just need to use the syntax count of. Inside I'm just calling that A within a double quote. So we have 3 A's here. So it got counted and we got the result as 3. Next, encode. You might get some confusions by just looking at the name, but you need not get the confusion. It's very simple string method. It will just convert the string data type to a byte data type, and when Python stores this, it will change the whole data type, and now it is not a string, it is a byte data type. So to define that, that is why it added B to give assurance about that. So this hello got converted into B hello, which means now this hello is not a string, it represents a byte in Python. That is how encode works. Next we have endswith. This is used for endswith string method is used for checking out if a particular string is ending with this particular character or not. If I have a whole paragraph and I need to follow a particular criteria, like in exams and all, we'll be having 5 star at the end of the question papers, right? So that is how the default paper format will be looking like in question paper. Likewise, if I want to check all my question papers are having the same format, what I could do is, I could define the string inside this variable. Maybe I could just call and save that file in it. Next to which, what I'll be doing is, I'll just call this variable and I'm using the string method. Inside, I'm giving the final text or final string that I should have inside my string. So I'm just checking out if dot text is something that my string is ending with. If I give t instead of dot, as t is not there before txt, what it will result is, it will give false as an output. But if I give dot txt, that exactly is the last string looks like, right? I mean, at the last page, we do have dot text. So if I give that specific character and if I use endswith, my output would be true. Instead, if I give something else, if I make some other changes and I call some other word, it will give false as an output because that particular word is not something that ends with. Expand tabs. String method is specifically used for creating spaces. This keyword / and T in Python is specifically used for creating a tab space. We do have tab in our laptop keyboard and in our general keyboards, right? That is used for creating a space. In Python, we have something called indentation, which we'll be learning when we learn conditional statements and looping statements. So, indentation is something we'll be giving tab instead of space. In certain conditions, we need to use that tab as a syntax. Only then Python programming language will understand my coding. So here, tab instead of tab, what I'm doing is I'm just using / and I'm using T, which means tab. So here, if I'm using this way and I'm creating a string, inside expand tabs, I have given the space of 10. So what it will do here is, where I have given / t, it will create 10 spaces. So what I'm actually doing here is, I'm customizing the size of the tab. How many spaces it should give. That is the use of expand. So instead of 10, if I give any other number, the space will get reduced. If I give 20 here, it will get doubled. See, look at the space now. That is how expand tabs and Python string methods work. Fine. So this word says the use of the string method. It is used for finding it. Finding out where my particular word in the string appears. So we have already seen something similar to this, right? Instead of find, we do have something else which we used for finding. Do you remember? We haven't seen that yet. We'll be seeing in the upcoming cells. Okay. So find is generally used for finding out my particular character that I'm searching for, and finally the output would be at which location this particular word is there. In Python programming language, the index value starts with 0 and it ends with n minus 1. Let me make it more easier. This is where my index starts. The index value of this is 0. And the ending index value is total number of characters in a string is the value of n. So here we do have 11 characters, right? So the 11 characters means n value is 11. When when I reduce 1 with that 11, what I'll be getting as output? I'll be getting 10 as an output. So now the n value is 10. Here, I'm just trying to find out where the word appears. So the index value starts here. This is 0th index. This is 1 and L is 2. Next L is 3 and O is 4 and the space has the index value of 5 and the W has an index value of 6. So this particular word has an index value of 6. So the output would be 6. So find is perfectly used for finding out the index of my word that I am searching for in a defined string. Next to which we do have format. So if you observe clearly, it would be easy to understand. So observe it clearly. First, I am defining the string inside which I am giving like curly braces. Right? Opening curly brace and closing curly brace. My name is, and I'm giving that curly braces. Dot format of, I'm defining another string. So wherever I do have that curly brace will get replaced with the string that give inside my format string method. So the final output here is my name is inside curly brace. I'm replacing that with Kavya, right? So my name is Kavya. That is how format string method works. So format map is something similar to format string method itself. Here, what I'm doing is, we have seen a data type called dictionary. We just seen an overview of how it looks like. It will open curly braces. It will have open curly braces, inside which will have key values, and right side will be having values, inside which at the center will be having colon, and it will get closed with a curly braces, right? That is how my dictionary will generally look like. And here, inside my name, I'm storing the name in format condition. Inside a curly brace, I'm storing this one, name. Next to which, I'm using the string method dot format map and opening and closing a bracket, inside which I'm using a dictionary. So for that dictionary, in a key called name, this name is here used as a key, inside which I have given the name as Kavya. So now this name will get replaced by Kavya, and the final output would be name, colon and Kavya. This is how format map and string methods work. So I told you, right? Similar to find, we do have another string method in Python. This is that, index. So both will do the same function. The goal of find and index is same. If I want to search a particular letter or word, I'll just call them inside that string method index of find, and it will return the location of my particular word or letter. Here, E is appearing on my first index. It generally starts with 0 Python index value, so it is on the first place. The output is 1. But what will happen if that particular value that I'm searching for is not there? Let's try it out. In index, it will generate an error. R is not there, but I'm trying to find the index of it. It will generate an error. If I give the letter that it has, it will not generate any error. It will give the output. But in find, if I try to do the same thing with find, output will be different. So if I'm trying to search for R, find string method, it will not throw an error. Instead, it will give an output as -1. Whenever I want my output to not have any error, whenever I'm searching for a particular word and it is not there, and I shouldn't see any error as an output. Instead, I could see -1 likewise as an output. I could replace index string method with find string method. So that is the difference between index and find. If I do not want to see any error, even if I give some word that is not there on the string, then I should use find instead of index. So the next string methods are going to be very simple. If you focus on it, you could easily understand, and you might feel like we do have so many string methods. All these string methods are so simple, and you could remember all of them by revising so many times. So you could even follow 137 rule. Like in a same week, if you learn something today, and after a day, like if it is Monday today, you could revise that on Wednesday. Next to which you could revise the same concept at the weekend. You will remember for that particular concept for your lifetime. That is how that 137 revision rule works. So try to follow the same for this one too, because we do have so many string methods, right? But everything is easy. But while applying it, you might forget the syntax. Next which we do have is alnum. Here, AL defines an alphabetical character and NUM defines a number. If I am using this after a string that I define, it will check if the given string just has numbers and alphabetical characters. As this particular defined string has numbers and alphabetical characters alone, the output is true. If it has any special characters or something, the output would obviously be false. Let's convert that back to true by just having numbers and alphabetical characters. Next, we do have isalpha. It is similar to that al, because here it is used for checking out if my string just has alphabetical characters alone. Instead of alphabetical characters, even if I have any numbers or something, it will throw false as an output. That is how isalpha in string method works. Next to which we do have is ASCII. So in Python, we do have so many ASCII characters for a particular string. And I'll be adding that and I'll add that as a description for this file and you can just check it out. So if these particular characters come under that ASCII values, it will return as true. If not, it will give an output as false. Next to which we do have decimal and digit. How we compared and studied find and index to understand the differences. Here, we need to compare and understand the difference between is decimal and is digit. Both are there for checking out if my particular string just have numbers or not. If I have special characters or if I have any alphabetical characters, it will give false as an output. Here in both the string, I just have numbers. So it is giving true as an output. But how it differs? Why do I need two methods for doing the same purpose? Let me explain it. Let me take some example from it and I'll make it clear. Yeah. When I have square values like this, so it has square values, right? But this decimal in Python strict method has the capability to understand numbers that appear in different format. If I have a square like this, it can understand it is a number. I mean, it's digit. But this decimal is generally used for understanding the number in a correct defined format. Only if numbers are in this format, it can understand it is a number, but it cannot understand if numbers appear in different format. It might be a square, it might be something else. So, but this digit is capable of understanding numbers that appear in any format. What is the difference between this digit and this decimal? Try to remember it like and don't get confused like how I got confused right now, because that names might confuse you most of the times. But if you keep on practicing and if you keep on using it, you will never get confusions. Next we do have is identifier. This identifier is something we just have mostly alphabetical characters, and it is almost like how we do define variables. We have seen variable declaration rules, right? It should not start with number, but it can have numbers. It could have underscores, but it cannot have any other special characters in it. If I here, I'm just defining in the format like how I define variable names. So if I check if this particular variable, if the string is an identifier or not, I'll be having true as an output. Here, if I add any special characters and check it out, if it is an identifier or not, it will give false as an output. So that is how this identifier in Python string methods work. So next which we have is lower. It will just check it out if my whole string is having lowercase alphabetical characters or not. If it has any uppercase letters or if it has any numbers or if it has any special characters, it will give false as an output. this one. So here if I give H, capital H, it will give me false as an output because it is an uppercase letter. Even if it has any numbers or something, it is not coming under alphabetical character, right? So it will not be taken into consideration. It will just check it out if the given characters are alphabetical, I mean uppercase or lowercase numbers. Other than that, whatever we give inside, it will not take into consideration generally. Next, we do have is numeric function in Python, string methods. It is specifically used for checking if the given data is number or not. It has purely numbers. If I give alphabetical character something like A, it will return false as an output. That is how this numeric and string methods work. Next is printable. We have seen something like tab, right? Forward slash and tab for giving space in Python. Here, if I use that kind of characters, it will throw an output. If it is normal like this, if my given string is normal like this, it will return true as an output. That is the use of printable. If I define something like this is specifically used for giving tab space. So this is actually a non-printable character. So my output would be false. That is how printable string method in Python works. Next, which we do have is space. The name clearly explains the purpose of this string method. It will check out if it has only space. So here we just created a string with full of spaces. So the output is true. Even if it has any characters, it might be A or something. It would throw false as an output. That is how space and string methods work. Next is title. Generally, how will you be writing titles for any poems or any paragraphs? This is how you'll be writing. Like if I'm giving a title as fairy tale, this is how I'll be writing, right? For every word, the starting letter would be in uppercase. Even in second word and first word, or how many words you use for writing a title, the first particular letter will be on uppercase. So this title string method is used for checking my given string is in the format of title. Instead of this hello world, if I call the same fairy tale as a string, it will return this as true. Instead, if I'm giving small t here, it is not starting with caps T, right? It will give false as an output. That simple it is. Next, we do have isupper. It is straight opposite to islower. It will check if the all letters in my string are of uppercase letters. As we already have hello with all uppercase letters, the output is true. If I even add small e, at least once, I'll get false as an output. So I'm changing it back. Yes. Next to which we do have join as a string method. Join is specifically used. What is the meaning of join? It is used for joining something, right? So here I'm giving string is this way. Inside a list, I'm just giving A, B and C separately. And before this join string method, I have given some character like hyphen, right? So at the output, these particular strings A, B, comma, C, it will get joined by using this hyphen A hyphen B hyphen C. So this particular character that I defined before this join string method will be used for this combining process. The output is as per what I told. Ljust. This is used for justifying my given string to the left side. Why do we use justify generally in documents and all? If I want to move my whole text to the left side corner or right side corner or center part, That is the use of justifying, right? In string methods also, we do have justify for the same reason. So the ljust will move my whole string to the left side corner. Here I am giving the total number of spaces. 10 is the total number of space that I should create. And here the defined string is hi high. So it just has two characters. It will create 10 spaces and it will move this high to the leftmost space. So see here, and here I used some special character like hyphen, right? So the remaining spaces will get occupied by this particular hyphen. So lower is used for converting the given string to lower cases. What is the difference between upper and just upper? This upper is used for checking out my given string is of uppercase letters, and the upper alone is used for converting my whole string to uppercase characters. Similar to that, this lower is used for checking out my string is of lowercase character, and lower is used for converting my string to lowercase characters. That is the difference. Next to which we do have lstrip. So lstrip is used for trimming out the space that I do have on my string at the left side space. So in this string, I am defining it with a space on the left side and checking out if this is working or not. And as an output, in the output, that space got removed. Next to which we do have make trans. This is used for translation. Generally, why do we need translation? It's used for translating a language. If I try to translate a whole paragraph from Tamil to English or Hindi to English or any other languages, what I'll be doing? I'll be translating each and every sentences to from one language to another language. That is how the whole paragraph will get converted to another language, right? Similar to which here too, here also, inside a variable, I am defining this. Here we do have two syntax, not just a string method alone. Inside a variable, I'll be using str.makeTrans, inside which I'll be opening and closing the bracket. Inside that opening and closing bracket, I'll be using a dictionary. Inside that dictionary, I'm having a key as a and value as at the rate. So wherever I have a in my string, that a should be replaced with at the rate. That is what it means. Now only I am defining that string. Banana, I am calling the string and I am using the string method translate. So now inside translate, if I call this variable name trans, what will happen now? The a in my string will get replaced with at the rate. So the output would be like b at the rate n, at the rate n, at the rate. This is output of my make trans. Partition is the next string method. Partition and string method, specifically in Python, is used for dividing my given string into three different parts. So if you particularly give a character that should be divided into a single part, specifically if I call the centermost part, which could be used for dividing it to make it meaningful, so it will divide in a way that I specify. Here, look at it, that is what I'm doing. In this string, I'm calling this hyphen inside this string method partition. So as an output, I'll be having apple separately, hyphen separately, and orange separately. If I didn't give this hyphen here, instead I just give space here, what will happen is apple and orange will be as one string, next to which we will be having space alone as two more strings. So to make this meaningful, what I could do is I could just call this hyphen inside my string method. So it could be more meaningful when it appears. So based on our need and our requirement, we could give. Next to which we do have replace. Replace is generally used for replacing a particular character with another character that I want to replace. So in this string, I'm giving replace, dot replace. So inside dot replace, I'm first specifying the word that I need to replace. So world is something, is a word that I need to replace, and that world word need to be replaced with something, right? That something need to be defined after this comma. So now instead of hello world, I'll be seeing hello Python as an output. This is how replace keyword, replace string method in Python words. Next, we do have rfind. Rfind is used for finding out a particular keyword from the right side. So it will be checking out that particular keyword by counting the index from right side end. So here I'm searching for A. So from rightmost corner, it will be searching for a particular keyword and it will return the index of a particular value where it appears at the last time. So from right side, if I'm counting, A appears for the first time. So that is the first index. So from right side, the index value is not 0. It is starting with 1. So this is the index value that gets started with. A appears for the first time and the index value of A here is 1. Next, N, it is the index value is 2. For A, the index value is 3 and for N, the index value is 4. And A appears for the last time. The index value here is 5. The output would be 5 here. This is how rfind and string methods work in Python. Next to which we do have rindex. It is as similar to what we have seen in find and index. So rindex is also working in the same way as find. Whenever I do not have a particular word that I am searching for, rindex will return a value error, but rfind will give -1 as an output. So just is also similar to rjust is also similar to just. So ljust that we have seen, right? So in rjust, it will move to the rightmost corner. In ljust, we have seen that the defined string just went to the leftmost corner, but in rjust, the string will move to the rightmost corner and the remaining space will be occupied by the character that we defined here, hyphen. And the 10 is something that I created as spaces. So in the 10 space, the string will be moved to the right corner and the remaining spaces will be occupied by the character that I defined here. Next, R partition. So we have seen what is partition. So R partition is something, it happens from the rightmost end. So in this string, observe clearly, I have apple, orange and fruit. So between each fruit, I have given hyphen. So I'm doing the partitioning from the right side end. So the first hyphen, where I see the first hyphen, will be considered as a separate string. So the remaining words on the right side and the remaining words on the left side will be considered as a separate string, and the hyphen that I've defined will be considered as a separate string. So from right side, if I'm moving, after fruit, I found there is a hyphen. So it is a separate string. On the right side, I have fruit, and the left side, I have apple, orange. So now I have 3 partitions based on R partition. Next, R split. So R split is used for splitting my given string into the defined number that I have specified here. So here, what I am doing is I have specified the string as ABCD with spaces. Next to which, inside R split, I have given a space as a string and I am giving 1 as the value, right? Say from right side end, I need to divide a particular character alone as a string. From right side, it will move up and the particular first character that appeared will be divided and it will be converted into a separate string. Separate string. If I give 2 here, from right side, 2 different characters will be separated into a 2 different string and the remaining 2 characters will appear as a 2 string. Yeah, that is how R split works. Next to which we do have R strip. It is straight opposite to lstrip. If I have any empty spaces next to my string on the right side, it will be removed. It will trim that white space and it will just give the output as desired. Next, split. Split is specifically used for splitting my given string with a desired value that I specify here. Here I have given comma, right? So in my given string a comma b comma c, the output would be splitted with strings with the comma that I have defined here. So it created a list inside which it separated all these verbs with the character that I have defined here. I mean the comma that I have used here. Next to which we have split lines. It is almost similar to we have seen tab space, right? So where we saw forward slash and t. Here we have forward slash and n. That is the difference. Look at the output to understand how it works. Wherever I see the character forward slash and n, that particular character that we have seen forward slash and t is used for creating a tab space. But here this forward slash and n is used for creating a new line in Python. If I want to print something in a new line, in that scenario, I'll be using this new line. So wherever I see this character, new line creating character, the split lines will do separate the given characters that is appearing on the left side and on the right side. So here on the left side I have hello and on the right side I do have world, right? So both got splitted into two different parts because the new line creation character appears between them. So starts with. Next to which we do have starts with, which is straight opposite to ends with. It will check it out if my given string is getting started with hello. So as it is getting started with hello, output is true. Next we do have strip. We have seen the purpose of lstrip and rstrip. This strip is straight opposite. I mean, this strip is something, it does both the purpose. It will trim out both the spaces. If it has spaces on the left side and on the right side, if I want my particular string without any spaces on the left side and right side, what I can do is I can just use the string method strip. It will trim out both the spaces. Swapcase. So we have seen upper and lower. What it will do? Upper will convert the given string into uppercase letters and lower will be used for converting the given characters to lowercase letters. But swap case is something, it will swap the actual case that my string contains. So if I have hi, in which I have H as a capital letter and I as a small letter. And if I apply swap case there, my capital H will get converted to small I and my capital H will converted into small h and my small I will get converted into capital I. That is the purpose of swap case. Look at the output of how it given. So H I have as a capital letter, the output is small letter. E I given as small letter, the output is capital letter. L I have given as capital letter, the output is small letter. Likewise, other operators, the other letters also got changed. Title is something we have already seen. So we have seen is title. Is title is used for checking out if it is title. Title is used for converting the given string into a title. So in this given string, I have everything in lowercase. Title in string method works in a way which will convert the given string into a format. Every word has a starting letter with capital letters. That is what happened here. So translate is something we have already seen that I think so it just got repeated. And upper. So upper is something that is straight opposite to lower. It will convert the given characters into uppercase letters. And finally we do have zfill. It is actually the easiest one. It will just create a string with the defined spaces. So first I am defining the string. So 42 is defined as a string here, next to which I have given zfill. Zfill means whenever I have empty spaces, that empty spaces need to be filled with 0. So and technically we call them as padding. Whenever I see space, I'll be filling that with some particular value that I mentioned. That is called as padding. So here I am creating 5 spaces and I am giving 42 here, right? So at the output, 42 just need 2 spaces because it just have 2 characters, right? So it will move to the rightmost corner, and for the left side, it will get padded with zeros. That is the use of zfill. I believe you clearly understand how string methods in Python works, and if you have any doubts, without any hesitation, you can drop them in the comments. But for now, we'll meet you on day 9.